Nowhere to go but up, huh?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I'm hoping. Oh, man. How you been feeling otherwise, though, bro? What's new with you?
Good. Haven't really been up to too much. Just trying to think.
Yeah.
Up to shit. Getting an oil change tomorrow in my car. First oil change since I got the new car.
Oh, yeah, I ain't even seen you with your new joint yet.
Yeah, it's alright. It's nothing special, you know. It's basically like the same as my old car.
Get you
Only it's white.
Only it's white. That's funny.
A couple years newer.
Yeah. Get you where you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't need no fucking big ass like vehicle and shit like that. I mean, it'd be tight, but I don't need it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, other than that, shit, I can't even call it, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
How about you, bro? What's been going
on? Shit, what is new with me, man? I had another wedding this past Saturday.
Yeah, that shit was tight. They wouldn't even let me on the property. I guarantee that.
Oh, bro, you know what? If I'd have told you was my if I'd have told them you were security, they might have let you. Like, you saw the pictures, and like the before and after, like it looked like it was gonna be like this classy thing, and it kind of was. But when I had that music rocking, you should have seen some of the things I seen. Bro, they got they was they was getting it in, man.
Okay, one new thing that did happen this week. I'm in another wedding.
You're in one.
Yeah, I'm in another one, and it's not until next year. It's not until next September.
You know what's so crazy? You sound so disappointed to be in another one.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all. No way. Because it's for one of our bros.
Yeah, and I know that you're not, but you were like, I'm in another wedding.
Okay, there is one major bummer.
What's up?
For this wedding.
What's up?
Okay, there's this heavy metal festival down like an hour away from where I live.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
I've been trying to go to this shit for like 3 years.
And 3 years ago, was like, nope.
Yeah, 3 years ago there was something going on. This past year, Jeremy got married. This year, Hombre's getting married. The same fucking weekend. It's like, motherfuckers. And this is the 5th year that they're doing it. So, like, they said that, like, tickets are already going on sale next week for it. It's not until next September.
That's wild.
So it's going to be huge.
It's the same ass weekend.
Yeah. And
got him out of there.
Away. Like, I could call my mom, but like, yo, come pick me up because this shit's done.
That is hilarious. What is over in Evansville?
This shit's gonna be cool as fuck though, because I already talked to him the other day. He called me and asked if I wanted to be in it, and he was like, "Yeah, we've already me and my wife, we've already set up rules for the wedding." And I'm thinking like, I already knew who I was talking to, and like he wasn't talking about us. He was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna have people like buy too many clothes for the wedding because there's no fucking point to buy clothes for a wedding that you're gonna wear once." So he's like, "You're probably just gonna end up wearing your vest."
Who is it?
Bingo.
Nice. I knew they got that house. I'll blur it out.
Okay. Yeah, there's like 10 of us in the in the groomsmen party.
Golly.
But no, he said it's gonna be like a short, like quick thing, and then we're gonna go to like this reception, and it's just gonna be fucking open bar, and we're just gonna party. So.
Fire. It's gonna be in Ohio.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what's up. Cleveland rocks, they say.
Yeah, never been.
I've never been either. Yeah,
I'm excited to go.
Yeah,
it's like an 8-hour drive.
Man. Yeah, that's what's up, though. Yeah, but no, I had another wedding. Saw some things which were dope. It's kind of getting on my nerves.
With the bride?
No, not the bride. She was okay. She was. Nah, you know, as far as that goes, no, it was just the regular stuff. Like there's always that one person who wants to make like mad requests. Like that's just gonna happen every. Oh no, you know what? There was the one person who made mad requests. There was this one girl, right? So she comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you play like Don't Stop Believing or like Sweet Caroline or something, I'm like, I got this. It's gonna be toward the end of the night, and I'm being nice about it. It's gonna be toward the end of the night. She goes, I DJ. I go, yeah, so do I.
Should have said they should have hired you then.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Golly. Like, we got like 45 minutes left in the night.
Type of shit.
Bruh, get the fuck. We had like 45 minutes left in the night.
Like, well, there's a reason
yeah,
they didn't hire you.
I'm saying, golly. Let your boy, like, follow my lead, man.
But you know, you said you had like 45 minutes in the night.
And she's talking about, yeah, can you play like Don't Stop Believing this weekend? I got the whole floor rocking. And there's always going to be one. Like, you can't get everybody, but if you can get 80% of people, you doing your job. Can you play like Don't Stop Believing or Sweet Caroline or something? I DJ. Yeah, so do I. Beat it.
Play that's the last song. You don't play Don't Stop Believing right in the middle of a set.
No, you get that shit toward the very end when the energy is like, when they've expounded a lot of energy. It's the Go Home song. Those two songs are like the end of the night songs. Like, what do you... Otherwise, it was fire.
Concert before, you weirdo?
I'm saying, you ain't never been to some... She ain't never been to Styx.
Right, like you never seen a movie like fucking intro, fucking like how do they say like how the story's built or whatever, like a fucking intro, climax, and like a.
I'm saying, man, she ain't been in them clubs with the cement dance floor where it's liquid everywhere. She ain't live that life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. Otherwise, it was cool. Otherwise, it was dope.
I'm gonna have to come to one of these fucking weddings. You have to say like, yeah, I'm with you, and just see how.
That's the security, right?
See how this shit goes.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
And I'll take all the heat when these people are asking to play songs and shit.
Bruh, and dead ass, they probably won't.
Actually, you don't want to do that because.
You know what though? The thing is too, and it's one thing about being the DJ, but people only respect certain things to certain people. And I hate to make it that dynamic, but people will talk to me. They'll try to talk to me a certain way that they wouldn't talk to Todd, the DJ.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So whatever. So you just gotta be professional, but yeah, you gotta be professional, but stand your ground. But goddamn Aunt Charlene, she gave me like a list of 6 songs she wanted to hear. I'm like, look,
bro.
Ma'am.
Charlene, I think your husband wants you.
I'm saying. So, yeah, man, want to give me...
So somebody come get Charlene.
Somebody come get Aunt Charlene. She was giving me like backstories as to why she wanted to hear these certain... I'm like, look, ma'am, can I rock, please?
Dude, like, why do people think they're friends with like DJs and like bouncers? Like, we don't give a fuck. Like,
bro, they think they make this shit go. They do not make this shit go. And the thing is,
like DJs and bouncers, they do not want to hear your shit.
They don't want it, bro. I'm saying, like, I get that you're paying me, so let me do what you paid me for. Clearly, you're paying me for a reason. And the thing is, like, outside of the charisma I have to show on the microphone, because that is definitely a part of it. So before the dance floor, I have to be the MC. I got to make this shit go. I got to keep the crowd going in a certain way besides the dance floor. But even when they're on the dance floor and I'm working the music, I'm still on the microphone hyping the crowd, right? So just outside of that aspect, these kind of weddings, and when I say these kind of weddings, I mean these kind of crowds, because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be dead ass honest. I've only done white weddings.
I was about to say you probably haven't done any black weddings yet, have you?
Because black people are not going to hire a company. I work through a company. Black people aren't going to hire a company. They about to hire TT.
Yeah, they're about to hire their boy.
and ask for the biggest discount possible. It is what it is. White weddings. There's a certain the hard part about white. So I'll do it this way. Black weddings, you can't play all the same records that you would play at white weddings.
No.
The difficulty with black weddings is the diversity of the music. The difficulty with white weddings is that they're just going to keep, like, bugging you and trying to talk to you a certain way.
They're going to want the same shit played all night.
And that's the thing. With these weddings, it's going to be the same 20 to 30 songs for the most part. You just got to sequence them the right way.
You could go to one. You could go to a wedding Saturday. You could go to a wedding Friday night and go to a wedding Saturday night. You guarantee you're gonna hear the same. You'll hear at least 10 of the same songs. At least 10.
Facts. Super facts. Super facts. This shit ain't hard. It is a creativity aspect in the sense that you gotta sequence it right. You gotta read the crowd. But for the most part, you can get away with the same 20 to 30 songs and get it cracking. Like the art is just putting it together right.
Up every once in a while.
Exactly. The art is just putting it together the right way. You know? So.
This shit's funny.
Dude, this shit. People, the thing is, man, there aren't too many people that are, like, different. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's sad. It's really sad.
And it's really just a matter of fact. Like, people, especially groups of people, they're not that different, man. You're going to get those people who move a little different. But people, for the most part, are the same. They move to the same. That's why the hits are the hits. That's why popularity is popularity. People ain't that hard to figure out.
Man, it's so funny. It's okay, yeah, exactly. Like, you go into a bar, and you could tell who put on which song. And, like, I'll go into a bar, bro, and I'll fucking play my shit. And people are looking around, like, who the fuck put this on? They already know who the fuck put that on.
But it's real. I mean, hell, you worked that door. You worked the door to Gatsby's for how long? How long were you there?
It was like maybe 3 years.
Right.
3.5 4.
Right. And so you heard the same records every weekend.
I don't think any new music came out whenever we were living there.
Right. It's like nobody dropped a new song for 3 years.
Like, time stood still when we were down there.
I'm saying. So you can get the same shit cracking. And I hope whoever's listening, like, next wedding you go to, look for I wanna dance with somebody from Whitney Houston. Maybe 2 Michael Jackson records. You'll probably, if it's a white wedding, they're gonna play This Is How We Do It. There's a good chance you're gonna hear This Is How We Do It. That was James. Skateland Records, yup. I'm saying Skateland Records. Justin Timberlake. Look, you know what kills him? So I'll hit like a Backstreet Boys record, right? Probably like Everybody. You remember that one?
Don't start singing that shit because it's stuck in my fucking head.
Hey, the hits are the hits for a reason. And then I go right into Bye 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 from NSYNC. Cracking every time. Every time.
Oh, man.
I hate that I'm giving away the secrets, man. But, yo, if y'all are listening, man, peep your next wedding. There's going to be certain records that just, the hits are the hits for a reason.
I'm waiting to hear the music at this wedding I'm going to next year, because they listen to all types of different shit, not your regular ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm excited to hear that. Yeah.
And even then, watch for the hits.
Yeah. Oh, I know there's gonna be a couple of them for sure.
Absolutely, man. Because certain records, I told you last time. I think I told you last episode. I had a guy who, right after he tried to like eyeball me because his wife was taking photos with me, he tried to debate Logic versus J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar.
And he had no idea what he was even talking about.
Well, the thing is, for one, none of those records are about to get played at a wedding. For two, get the fuck away from me. I'm DJing a wedding.
Yeah, you're supposed to be having a good time. Quit fucking worrying about me, dude.
Dude, people are crazy. People are crazy. They really are. I don't know, man. What I do know, however, is that this is episode 20 of the Hard Camera. Salute to y'all for listening to our crazy banter. I am your guy, Juv, Juv, just under your visual. I'm sitting here with the boy Big Ren, the legendary, and together we are High Voltage. Big Ren, how you feeling, man? How can I reach you on the social medias, dog?
I'm feeling pretty good, and you guys can find me on social media first you can find me on Twitter at King Moff, and you can find me on Instagram, amoffucka, and you can also find me, last but not least, Snapchat, Moffed-Up316.
Hit 'em. You can find me on Snapchat at Los Juv Desayuno, LOSJUVDSAYUNO. Find me on Twitter at Juvie Desayuno. Follow the crack Twitter staff at Mixcloud Juvie. You get the archive of the archive and the archive of the Hard Camera. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/Juv. And last but not least, there's the Instagrams at Juvie Desayuno. I'm still getting the hang of it, man. Trying to build this following over on the Instagrams. Dog, we just had the Evolution show. The first ever women's pay-per-view. Was historic. And if you didn't know it was historic, WWE will tell you it was historic. I was listening. What'd you think of the show, man, overall?
I was very surprised. And actually, I don't want to say very surprised, because that's going to make me sound like an asshole. But it was great. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah.
I was everything about it was. It felt more like an NXT takeover show, kinda, and that might have just been
I'm with you on that.
Might have been just because of like how it was set up, and I found out why it was set up like that, like the barricades and everything like that. Like, 'cause I seen the barricades, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I noticed that too. Yeah, when they threw Sasha Banks into the barricades, that's when I noticed it. Yeah, go ahead.
I felt like the Raw and SmackDown production, they were already in North Carolina.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they had to use the NXT production. So it was basically straight NXT production on hands, and the Raw and SmackDown production was over in North Carolina. But yeah, dude, I loved it. I thought it was great.
I really liked it too. Yeah.
I could complain about it.
There was nothing, as far as the in-work product, there was really nothing bad at all. And at first when I was watching it and we were talking about the lighting of it all, it did seem like they were kind of trying to, because we were nervous about ticket sales, how well it would sell.
Yeah.
It was completely sold out.
We were nervous about ticket sales because, you could buy a ticket for $6.
This is true. Yeah, right. Right. And
then like closer to the event started, like front row tickets were like $200. And
comparatively to others, yeah.
Even, dude, take that, spend that money on that ticket, dude. Get front row seats to that shit. And if I was in town, I fucking would have. 100%.
Yeah, I hear you. They I could tell at first, looking at the lighting, I was thinking, okay, they're trying to compensate for maybe poor ticket sales. But then you can see the wide shots. You can see it was completely full. And then that's when it hit me that this was really, it had NXT production values about it, which made it that much better. And for 2 or 3 or whatever number I'm on, they were really smart to hold it in New York. Because the New York crowd is a smarter crowd, so they're going to be a little more appreciative of the effort of women's wrestling versus Omaha, Nebraska. Salute to our listenership in Omaha, Nebraska. They were smart to hold it in New York with that crowd, with that lighting. That was dope. Yeah, like we were saying before, there was nothing as far as in-ring work that was actually bad at all. The 6-woman tag, toward the end, it felt a little disjointed, but they got it together. It maybe went on a little longer than I thought it needed to be once it moved, but it showed that, I think what it was them saying, hey, we know Sasha, Bayley, Natalya are part of this revolution, and we've got these young bucks in the Riot Squad, but our women can go. We're going to give them some time, and we're going to show you that we can really go. instead of like a 4-minute Monday Night Raw 6-man tag. You know what I mean?
Another thing that I read about the whole show too was the whole crowd was pretty diverse. I'm talking like between like males and female. And like I heard there's like more females at the show than there was males. Dude, fuck yeah! I think that's amazing.
I get behind that. That's dope. I get behind that. Absolutely.
Like hopefully there's a lot of newcomers there that
the crowd was hot, right?
Yeah, it was smart. It was a hot crowd. Like, smart. It was a hot, smart crowd. Like they really did it.
I'm not mad at all.
No, and for them saying it was mostly like females in the crowd, like more chicks than dudes, I was like, fuck yeah, like because like I was saying, like that's probably more. There's probably a bunch of people there that have never even went to a fucking event, and now they just built up a whole new fan base. I mean, not saying the women's division didn't have a fan base, but it got a whole lot stronger after Sunday night. That's for sure.
No doubt. What was? Let's see. Match of the night. I think we agree on this, on what match of the night was.
Go ahead.
I'm going with Last Woman Standing, man. Becky and Charlotte, they knocked it out, man. They really did.
That shit should have been main event for sure.
They knocked it out. We were. I had texted you when Charlotte hit the or attempted to hit the moonsault through the table, and I was like, man, Charlotte can't never make a table spot. Like, she'll never make a table spot. And she definitely did. And I like the fact, usually when like a spot might get messed up and they go right back to it, it's kind of like, ugh, why did they go right back to it? But when she did it this time and went with the senton and it broke, I felt like it was the perfect bridge between it didn't break, then it broke, then it built up to that leg drop through the announce table.
Yeah, that was so gnarly.
I thought it was perfect. I
feel like if shit like that happens and like the table don't break, I feel like most of the time I thought is they just scrap it and they'll go on to something else. Like,
right,
we'll just leave that. We'll come back to that table later.
Yeah,
you know,
it added to the story. It definitely added to the story of desperation. Absolutely. Absolutely. A shout to Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella. They've done a really good job of, and I don't want to slight Ronda Rousey. She definitely does her part. I mean, Nikki Bella's part of the match too, so I don't want to slight the performers. But in every Ronda Rousey match, they do a really good job, the agents, of laying out a match for her that displays her strengths, but also still makes it sports entertainment.
Yeah.
That was a worthy WWE main event. That was a good way to close the show as far as in-ring work goes. So salute to them as well.
I agree with you on that, but I don't know. I think the last woman standing match should have been the main event, but yeah.
I can get why it wasn't because...
Oh, yeah. Same here.
Yeah, Ronda and Nikki are technically the bigger stars, for one. For two, the last woman standing stipulation... Yeah, Gargano and Ciampa ended, or they ended the NXT, Brooklyn, with a last man standing match. It doesn't work the same way for a WWE show. Like, I'm not sure you can end a show with a last man standing match just because of the nature of the match. If it was a one-on-one standard match, 100%. But I think that the stipulation made it so it couldn't end the match the same way a definitive pinfall or submission does.
That makes sense.
So
like straight up one-on-one.
Right. But salute to them all. It was a great showing. However, there's one thing. Let's
hear it.
WWE. It was okay. First, it was the end. What it was the very end. To me, the very end of the night, Ronda Rousey celebrating, and then you get the shot of all of the women, the entire women's roster on stage, right? That rubbed me the wrong way, man. A little bit. Because how I want to say this, man. WWE. I think I figured. You know how you have your friends who, like, lost 100, 150 pounds, and you're happy for them, right? But then they start posting stuff like, "Hey, man, I just jogged 6 miles. I ate 2 egg whites. Ate me some chicken and rice. What did you do? Get better. Keep up. Catch up." Motherfucker, I stayed in shape.
Shit.
What do you mean what I do? I stayed in shape for 20 years to where I don't have to make these posts. Like, fucking WWE, it's like they threw up. WWE was like the abusive husband who decided I'm not going to be abusive anymore, and then threw themselves a party because they decided to stop being trash.
Bingo, dude. Fuck, you hit it right on the head.
Like,
you hit it right on the fucking head.
For years, it was Braun Penny's matches, TNA, Divas Division, and then the Give Divas a Chance hashtag popped up, which started from AJ Lee, who wasn't even with the company at the time. For so long, they were trash about it. Leading up to the show, we showed more love to the show than they did in the build-up for it.
Boom. Oh, yeah.
And
we definitely did.
At the end of the night, when the performers did their thing and busted their ass, they put every woman on stage and say, "Hey, look at us. We're making herstory. Celebrate us. Celebrate us." Like, come on. Let the story be the story. Let them look. Let them celebrate behind the scenes and keep working the crowd. Don't take the curtain down and say, "Hey, we're regular people who just did a thing for a show." It negates the entire show to me.
Yes, it does.
It negates the entire show to me. And then again, which we'll get to Raw, it ain't like they followed up on anything on Raw. So it negated the entire show for me. The fact that they put everyone on display and said, "Hey, we made herstory tonight. Show us love." They threw a party because they decided to stop being abusive.
It took away from the whole fucking story. And any storyline they had.
Exactly. Charlotte Flair just got powerbombed through a table. Why would she be out there clapping and hugging anybody?
Yep. She should be in the back getting attended to by fucking paramedics and by the staff.
Right. The 4 horsewomen, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, and Bayley, are probably the 4 biggest reasons that this revolution is a real thing. Why would they be out there hugging it up with Ronda Rousey, who was there for 6 months, when they used Ronda's name to promote the whole thing on the back of their work?
Like, I'm trying to think, like, if this would ever if this could have ever happened back in the day, like, if it was flipped. You know what I'm saying?
None of this.
I'm trying to think, like, I know Stone Cold wouldn't be out there. I know Triple H wouldn't be out there. I know The Rock wouldn't be out there.
Dude.
Like, I know Mankind and The Undertaker, they wouldn't be out there because that's not the storyline for them. And, like, I don't know, maybe they had more freedom back in the day. I mean, to say, even if that was to happen back in the day, maybe they would have had more freedom. I don't know. To say, fuck that, I ain't going out there. I
can understand the acknowledgement that they're a little more open with the fact that this is a show, but
don't take it away from us.
Don't take it away from us, and B, the only time that you would see them on stage is if there was some 9/11 happened and SmackDown was the very first public display of athletics afterwards, very first public display of anything after that.
Yes.
Okay, be on stage for that. Eddie Guerrero passed. Let them be on stage for that, to show that solidarity. But if you're going to make history, just make the history. You got your ingredients for history. Throw that bitch in the oven on 425 for 30 to 40 minutes and just make the history.
And let it sit for a minute after that.
Let it cool down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So when I cut into that motherfucker, I'm not going to burn the roof of my mouth.
That's what they did to us, man. We burnt the roof. They made us burn our fucking
and
mouth.
now my taste buds are all swollen. I can't taste nothing for 2
I can't
days.
taste the food.
I'm saying, what the fuck? So that's my only gripe with Evolution. And it's partially a part of the same gripe that we had before. It's nothing to do with the performers. The performance was great. We knew going in that the matches on paper were going to be solid, but the management, always upper management, at every job.
That's what we've always had the biggest problem with. I feel
at
like
every job is going to be the upper management who seems to have lost touch with everything.
Yeah,
bruh.
Hopefully we get somebody that. Hopefully we get one. Hopefully we get somebody that says fuck all that and goes against management in a good way. Well, because you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying. You know your worth at your place. You know your worth at
bruh.
place you work at and shit. So you can get away with saying fuck that. That's dumb. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
So hope. You know what I'm saying,
dude. They lost 150 pounds. And then celebrated themselves because they finally stopped. They finally started doing what they were supposed to do 20 years ago. While I've been over here while we've been over here for our entire lives doing what we're supposed to do, and ain't nobody bake us a cake or nothing.
We didn't ask for none of that, but like
didn't ask for no cakes. I'm not telling nobody to keep up.
That's one thing that's one thing that I don't get about people. Like, I don't know, like, maybe that's what you want to do and shit like that, but like I don't know, like, I'm doing my own thing, I'm better than myself, and like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks, you know, so like,
and
you know what I'm saying?
And I get wanting to show your progress, but just
don't go
do
it. Else.
Yeah, just do it. There are entire, actual, full promotions where women are doing more progressive things. And it's just it's just who they are.
I mean, maybe you could say something like, "Yeah, anybody could do this. Everybody's got the power to go do this and better yourself." But don't go saying, "Get your ass off the couch and get up and get after it." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, bruh, they just started working out and now they fitness gurus. Like, what did you talking about? Okay,
and then here like a month later. You ain't gonna see no posts,
bruh.
Most of the time.
Man, look. Let's just hope Evolution 2 goes into it and comes out of it with a stronger build and a stronger payoff.
I'm waiting to just hear Michael Cole go, and that was a great night, everybody. See you next time, and fade to black.
My word, man. My word. So, yeah, Evolution was dope.
Yeah, it was tight.
Evolution was dope. I know we went in on a rant and it sounded like we dogged them for a lot longer than we celebrated them. The bottom line is, at the end of the year, Evolution could stand tall as probably a top 5 show as far as the main roster goes.
Yes.
I mean, it's October. We're going into November. It could stand tall. Probably in the top 5 as far as overall shows this year.
I mean, from the shit they fed us this year, hell yeah.
Yeah, hey, you ain't lying. Coming out of Evolution, I didn't even talk about this part. So coming out of Evolution, me and you tied as far as the picks that we made. Tied. I think it might be the first time we tied. We both went 5 for 7. We chose the same on, I want to say, 4 of the matches. And split the others. I gotta say, man, I gotta salute you because I expected more of them to maybe put in some of the NXT roster, considering they are the future. Maybe I was thinking too much. I picked a winner who wasn't even in the match itself.
Oh, you didn't you?
I picked Nikki Cross. She wasn't even in the Battle Royal. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you not only picked someone who was in the match, you picked the winner of the Battle Royal. So salute to you. Salute to Nia Jax, who looks to be a heel again. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I told you a little bit ago, I don't know who the fuck is a heel and who the fuck is a face anymore with this business.
Who knows? They all gonna cry in the car.
I mean, I guess that kind of keeps it interesting, but it's still like, what the fuck are you doing this to us?
That's an optimistic way of putting that. I'll give you that. That's optimism right there.
That's why I try to look at things like that all the time. I don't
know. Silver linings, no doubt. We are at as of now, Big Ren, you are sitting at 20 predictions out of 38 matches at 52.63%. I am sitting at 25 out of 38, 65.78%. You creeping, dog? You creeping? You trying to creep?
If any of you listeners remember, that's all I've been saying. I'm creeping. I know. I'm gonna creep the numbers back up. So
no doubt, man. No doubt, man. Let's take it over to Raw. How do I want to say this, man? We mentioned before they didn't really follow up too much on Evolution, but they barely promoted Crown Jewel in a meaningful way. This may have been one of the most unnecessary episodes of Raw ever. I mean, we had a little bit of build as far as DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. We did get the replacement to John Cena for the World Cup tournament in Bobby Lashley, which means we get more Leo Rush. I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Nah, fuck that.
Lashley.
Damn, Leo like fucking like Donald Duck Jr., bro. I can't stand that motherfucker.
He's so good at his job.
I mean, he does
the big man.
Hated on, I'm pretty sure.
The big man, my man, my man. Ha, Bobby
that's his
Lashley.
whole deal.
But you know what? To his credit, man, Bobby Lashley has never been more interesting than right now to me.
Oh yeah, no,
even
for
when
sure.
He was on a grand scale match against Umaga at WrestleMania 23 that included Vince McMahon, Donald Trump, and both of their sets of hair. And I didn't care then. I am way more interested in Bobby Lashley now than I've ever been. And it's because of Leo Rush.
Man, RIP to that shoulder.
Oh, man. I'm rolling, man.
But no, hey, also on Raw, though, we did have Brock Lesnar came back and fucking F5'd our boy.
LeBron Strowman caught a F5. We got a visit from Brock Lesnar on the heels of his impending Universal Championship match at Crown Jewel, which we'll also get to in a little bit. Don't forget, y'all, this is a recap show, but we're also going to predict Crown Jewel. I suppose they did what they had to do. They built a little bit of heat for it. Baron Corbin took 3 power slams.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Brock got off a sloppy little F5, but they made it happen, man. They made it shake.
Yeah, I don't really remember too much of this of this Raw. Sorry, just because it didn't really seem like there was much going on. I mean, yeah, we had. What did we have on Raw besides?
There really wasn't a lot going on. Lashley took John Cena's place as John Cena refused to participate in the World Cup. A little bit of heat for Brock and LeBron.
And for a go home show before the pay per view, it was kind of lacking.
Yeah, it was. It was. We got a little development with the new Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins story, which, though minimal in growth, I liked it. I was on the edge of my seat.
I think this is gonna be a long one, and
absolutely,
and I'm definitely digging it.
The seeds are so deep, the roots are so deep. I like the fact that Dean Ambrose gave us nothing.
He gave us absolutely nothing. Psycho. He didn't have to say shit.
He said everything he had to say last week when he drove the homie's face into the mat, into the exposed concrete, and then didn't give him the satisfaction of saying a word to him.
Okay. There is one person I can fucking seriously say that is a heel right now, and that's fucking Dean Ambrose.
Right. Absolutely. The seeds are so deep for this feud. I'm definitely looking to see where that goes, man. I'm excited for that. Definitely excited for that. But largely nothing happened on Raw for the most part. So I guess that takes us to SmackDown. So on Raw, we had John Cena refusing to go to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel, refusing to work Crown Jewel. On the SmackDown side, we had Daniel Bryan refusing to do the same. So instead of a Crown Jewel, we got the AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match live on SmackDown, kicking off SmackDown.
What do you think of that match?
You know, I liked it a lot. It definitely felt like a TV match, though. It didn't feel like the epic that it could have been, even though it was really good.
I was gonna say it definitely did not feel like. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. With the epicness, it wasn't there.
Right.
And then and that might have been from the breaks, like the commercials and shit like
valid.
that. Because
very valid.
If it's a fucking championship match, like I remember back in the day when they didn't do commercials during a fucking match. And now they got that little fucking 2-screen shit going on where the
Split
fucking
screen,
yeah, and I do still fuck all that. Like I fast forward through all that shit.
That's
like
funny.
switch screens, put the fucking ad in the little screen.
Right, hey, true.
You know,
That's
we
funny.
didn't come here to watch no fucking Taco Bell or Subway ad. We came
That
here
is
for some wrestling.
funny. That is funny. That reminds me, and I hate to skip back to Raw. I texted you during Raw. The first ad, it wasn't even an ad, but they promoted the 10-woman tag match, which, coming out of Evolution, where Raw didn't capitalize on anything, and to show just how much they thought about Evolution in the women's division, they say, the 10-woman tag match, brought to you by Twizzlers. Twizzlers, you can't be serious with Twizzlers. I'm like, if that ain't the biggest...
Like, cause I'm just thinking of, like, two things. Like, I mean, some of y'all might have to keep a mind out of the gutter. I don't know. I'm just thinking of two things. I
don't know. Yo. Twizzlers. You can't be serious with Twizzlers.
Sizzlers.
Oh, wow. Yep. Let's go SmackDown. So, but no. We got a really good TV match from AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. What do you think about the transition to Samoa Joe?
First off, man, I just can't see Daniel Bryan tapping out. I don't know.
That was different to see. Yeah.
Like,
maybe it was punishment. Maybe it was punishment. Instead of hey, take the phenomenal forearm. Hey, you're gonna put us in this position, this close to Friday. Okay, you're tapping out.
That's what I think was. That's what I think it was, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But the transition, though, yeah. Very much, yeah. Because we haven't seen Samoa Joe.
Not since the Jeff Hardy
Super
match,
Showdown.
which was right after Super Showdown.
Yeah, we haven't seen him at all, so fuck yeah.
And it does...
they had to figure out something to do, and I mean, that was perfect. They didn't go with that one.
On both sides of it. So behind the curtain, they transition quick. They figure something out. Kudos to that. We're gonna see another AJ Styles Samoa Joe match. When we get to our predictions, I'll tell you where I think that's going. But storyline wise, it makes sense that Samoa Joe wouldn't be done. Samoa Joe is not the kind of guy who's just done. Like, he's not just done with nobody. Like, he's going to fight you until he can't fight you anymore, or until he proves his point.
He's all about revenge and vengeance.
He wants his objective. Absolutely. So I like the transition storyline wise as far as Samoa Joe coming back. I was not expecting that. It was unexpected too. So I mean, yeah, salute to him. You still get AJ Styles at Crown Jewel, still defending his title, and you have a heated match between two rivals. So yeah, I can get behind that. Salute to that.
I wonder how they feel about it over there.
Hey, they got to get something. They still getting the show. They still getting the show. What they gonna do? But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They gotta rock with it. What they gonna do?
I mean, I'm gonna leave that one there.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of leaving it on the table, we got a slight build to Survivor Series. in the form of Paige asking Charlotte if she wants to captain the SmackDown women's team, and Charlotte leaving it on the table and not quite accepting just yet.
I mean, do you think she's gonna accept?
Absolutely.
I think she is too. Because I'm thinking, I was like, who the fuck else is gonna do it? I mean,
yeah, no. So who will get on it? We'll get Charlotte, Becky Lynch. Not Becky Lynch. Sorry, that's not what I'm gonna say. I was thinking of Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. Charlotte, Carmella, Naomi, Asuka, and who else is left on SmackDown? Lana.
Bingo.
I think somehow the Iconics get left out unless, like, who do you? Yeah, you can't replace. I mean, you can't put the Iconics in over any of those names I just mentioned.
No.
So I think that's the Raw team. You're the SmackDown team right there. So they got a cool little look in Evolution. In the Battle Royal.
I don't know.
What's that?
I don't know though, because I mean they're a team. Like one of them gets booted, one of them gets knocked out. I don't know.
They are a team. I can't see if you put in one, you got to put in both.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
I don't see how you can get rid of.
The
only person on that squad I see as any kind of expendable would be Lana.
Yeah.
And I mean, Carmella stayed over from her championship reign. Now she does the dance break with R-Truth. She's in. Asuka is Asuka. Charlotte is Charlotte. And Naomi is Asuka's buddy. So, yeah. And are there any other women on SmackDown?
It's big negative.
Zelina Vega.
Well.
But even then.
I mean, she wasn't on Tuesday.
No, this is true. So, Survivor Series is starting to shape up. I'm always a fan of that. What they've done the last few years with the Raw and SmackDown thing. You get some dream matchups that you don't get to see just because of the brand split. So I'm down for that. So I'm rolling, man. This takes us into Crown Jewel, which is this Friday. Which actually, now that I think about it, by the time this drops, we're recording it beforehand, but by the time this drops, Crown Jewel will have already happened because it's starting at X amount of a.m. in the morning. Yeah, over in Saudi Arabia. Talents over there now.
It's live in the States like at noon, I think.
Okay. So actually, no. So this will drop before Crown Jewel. Just by a few hours then, so it'd be pretty close. But we got a stat card for Crown Jewel, man. Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's been a tough one to figure it out, man. At least on my part, I don't know.
For the most part, I'm pretty solid on all of my picks except for one, and I should say 1.5, considering how we're gonna do this World Cup thing. For the most part, I'm pretty solid behind all of my picks. As far as the Crown Jewel show itself, what do you think about it? How you feel going into it?
I mean, I feel like most of it is going to be the tournament, and
that's going to be a big part of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't know how to feel about it. I mean,
yeah,
it's a real. I mean, I don't know. Maybe us getting these three. Well, and I feel bad even saying this because the Evolution definitely wasn't a house show. You know what I'm saying?
Just promoted like one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Non-consequential.
We had the Super Showdown, which is a glorified house show. Evolution. It was on a Sunday, so I mean that counts as a pay-per-view, a big one.
Absolutely.
And then we have Crown Jewel, which is another glorified house show. But
go ahead. Sorry.
These glorified house shows are turning into big storylines, kind of. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Madison Square Garden house show and shit like that, the Boston house show, they're a whole lot better than what we've been getting for these past, like for the Super Showdown and the Crown Jewel.
I think And when we say glorified house show, we mean that they've been inconsequential to storylines in the sense that no matter what the result is, nothing storyline wise has happened. So their entire September and October has largely been inconsequential as far as in-ring work. We're only going to get storyline progression, to be quite honest, maybe a little bit with the World Cup, depending on who wins it. But the only storyline progression that we're truly going to get that will affect main storylines is going to be the Universal Championship match. And that's only because Roman Reigns just relinquished his title.
Bingo.
Whereas in Evolution, literally we got the Mae Young Classic winner, which nobody cares about as far as the main roster, even though it was a good match. We got the NXT Women's Championship title changed hands, but again, that's the network content. And I was surprised to see that, but then again, it made sense with how they booked it with Jessamine Duke and Miss Schaffer. So again, that's network content. Main roster wise, nothing happened. We got the blow off. We got the blow off of this of Becky Lynch and Charlotte, which was a great match, but was somewhat inconsequential as far as overall. Nothing. It wasn't the progression it should have been. So again, we get to Crown Jewel. Again, I'm not sensing too much progression. It sounds like a show for the sake of having a show. Whereas last October, we got No Mercy. We got Roman Reigns and John Cena. We got Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman in a Universal Championship match. So
I see a little bit of progression with a couple matches that are going to happen on Friday, but I think it's just 2 matches and that's it.
Okay, yeah. Well, hell, let's get to it, man. We're gonna start at the bottom, work our way up, man. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, we've got the New Day challenging the Bar. How you see this going?
First off, we don't know who's fighting altogether, do we?
As far as the New Day?
Yeah. Or no, both. Both teams.
Well, the Big Show isn't a tag champion. He's with the Bar. He's accompanying the Bar, but he's not going to be in the match. It's going to be Cesaro and Sheamus.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. But I'm picking the Bar on this one, man.
To retain.
Yeah.
I am absolutely going with the Bar to retain.
Are you?
Absolutely. They're absolutely retaining the titles. They just got them. You could. They've done things like that before, where they switch the titles to switch them right back. I don't see that happening this time. Big E just got the win over Cesaro at that Trick or Treat Street Fight exhibition, whatever that was. There's legs here. They just added the Big Show to their group. There's legs here to see where that goes. There are still more tag teams in the division that we haven't seen against the Bar. Maybe they bring the Usos back in to feud with the Bar. They had a great match at Survivor Series last year. We haven't seen Sanity in months.
I know.
Who else is on SmackDown? I have no idea who's on SmackDown anymore. The Bludgeon Brothers are injured. The Colognes are injured.
Yeah, no,
we need some new blood. We need some new blood. So we've got the Bar, the New Day, and the Usos.
We haven't seen the Usos. We've seen them.
We saw them against
2 weeks
AJ
ago.
and Daniel Bryan, but that was to further their feud. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, wow. So it looks like by default the Usos may be the next team up. But luckily they have. Luckily they have. Well, you know what? No, I was gonna say luckily they have Survivor Series because we'll get tag champs versus tag champs. We're not gonna get tag champs versus tag champs this year. Survivor Series.
Nope.
Wow. Just hit me.
Because there is no tag champs right now on Raw.
Right. They
didn't do fuck about that this week.
So they've got some figuring out to do. Wow, their entire tag team division on both shows has a lot of figuring out to do. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Wow. We'll see how it goes. We're both choosing the Bar to retain their titles over the New Day. Which, if they give it time, I mean, they've got great chemistry. Cesaro and Sheamus can work with anybody. New Day can work with anybody. Let them give some time, 10, 12 minutes, man. We got a good showing on our hands, man.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I mean, the New Day and the Bar, they always put it out.
They always rock out, man. They always rock out. So we're both going with the Bar. Let us go into the first round of the WWE World Cup to determine the best in the world. I'm so glad that crowd, and I think it was SmackDown 1000, that crowd finally acknowledged what I had been thinking, that this best in the world thing was like a low-key undercover shot at CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, and fucking, Shane was like, yeah, he's not performing.
Yeah.
What the fuck he said?
The way that they kept, like, to determine the best in the world, like, they kept kind of forcing that on us, the best in the world, when there was a certain Chicago-made Punk who coined himself the best in the world. And it's just interesting that that's the tagline they chose, the best in the world. But
no,
anyway.
I agree, and yeah. This is gonna be the toughest part of the card.
Yeah,
I think just because it's tournament
style. I feel you. And for the listeners, as is how this will determine as far as our percentages go, we are only gonna count the first round matches because those are the only ones that are gonna be announced. We're gonna count the first round matches, and we're also gonna choose our overall winner for the World Cup, and that will count as a pick as well. So out of the 7 matches that are going to be in the tournament, only 5 are going to count toward our percentages, as we don't exactly know what the second round and finals will be. So with that said, man, on the Raw side, we've got Seth Rollins versus the newly included Bobby Lashley. Lashley! Who you got taking it, man?
I got Bob taking it, bro.
Going with Big Bob Lashley.
Yes.
The big man. My man. Oh, so I follow Lio Rush on Instagram.
He's just yelling all day on there, isn't he?
He's got some cool content. He's very supportive of his girlfriend. He's got some cool content. He reposted a story of a guy who was Lio Rush for Halloween, and this dude nailed it. Oh my god, he nailed the promo. He said, "Sunglasses, check. Earrings, check. No shirt, haha. Double check." When you look like money, when you smell like money, he killed it. He killed it, man. He killed it. So yeah, salute. Yeah. Anyway, you going with Bobby Lashley? What's any reason why? What's your rhyme or reason?
Dean Ambrose has come out, bro. Shenanigans caused the loss.
Okay, I didn't think about that. That's a very valid point, man. Part of me felt like they would leave storyline out of the World Cup tournament, but that is a valid point because Dean Ambrose hasn't been promoted for anything on the show.
I was making my picks today, and then at first I picked Rollins, and I was like, "Ooh, wait," because I was writing it down on my phone and shit, and I was like, "No,
that's super valid.
This is perfect because Ambrose didn't do shit on Monday, so yeah,
That is super valid. I am not mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm going with Seth Rollins though, because I feel like this is going to be a perfect showcase for Seth Rollins to show Seth Rollins. The first half of Monday Night Raw was Monday Night Rollins.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like he is the workhorse of Monday Night Raw as far as having the most quality matches, most consistently. So I think Seth Rollins takes this one in a hard-fought match over Bobby Lashley. I'll tell you this now. I've got Seth Rollins in the finals. I haven't chosen I haven't picked my winner just yet, and I'll work through that as we get there. But I got Seth Rollins going to the finals. That starts here with a win over Bobby Lashley. This is fun for us, though. We've already split. On a pick. So it's going to be fun for us as well. It's going to be very fun.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised you didn't think about that one. I don't know.
That, it's what you just said make me think about maybe for later, though. So, yeah, let's as we keep going. As well on the Raw side, we've got the returning Kurt Angle versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm looking forward to this one.
I know, me too.
I'm looking forward to this one. Let them get some time. I'm looking forward to this one, man. Who you got? Dolph Ziggler again as well will be accompanied by Drew McIntyre. If that will affect your pick at all. Who you got winning this one?
I got Kurt.
Kirk Angel.
Yeah, I got Kirk's Angels.
Kirk's Angels. I got Kurt Angle winning this one.
He's gonna be so excited.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be dressed like Captain America in Saudi Arabia.
oh yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, man. No, I've definitely got Kurt Angle winning. This is gonna be really fun. This is another one of those potential dream matches. I mean, Kurt's definitely not in his prime, but Dolph Ziggler can go and go and go. He's gonna bump huge for Kurt. Kurt's gonna be happy to be there. I know he's been training hard. But again, another one of those dream matches, and they're not gonna have Kurt Angle lose his first match back in this tournament.
Going back and forth, actually, on this pick, yeah. And it's like just like what you just said, they're not gonna have Kurt lose his match,
right? Dolph Ziggler, especially Drew McIntyre, will be there to create a little bit of drama as well. But Dolph Ziggler, he's the perfect guy in this role. The guy to make the match look good, give Kurt some danger to losing, but also be the guy to lose to Kurt.
And that is one of the things that, like, this is going way back. This is back when I didn't like Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. And you were trying to, like, talk me into, like, getting on the Dolph Ziggler train and shit. And, like, I was like, who sells the most? And, like, besides HBK. And,
Mr. Perfect,
Dolph Ziggler's going to fucking sell the fuck out of this match. He's going to make Kurt Angle really fucking good.
Absolutely. He's a perfect guy because he's talented enough to have a great match. And a loss to Kurt, you can't really hurt Dolph Ziggler anymore because I don't think anyone takes Dolph Ziggler as like the guy to be the guy anymore.
That kind of sucks.
And it does kind of suck. Like, he's too good for his own good. To where he's the perfect guy to put over a legend but not look awful at it. So there'll be some kind of miscommunication. Kurt will overcome, and Kurt will advance to the next round. And I think we get I do think that. And then we'll finally get the Kurt Angle Seth Rollins match. That would be great to see. Great to see.
Didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, man. Bobby Lashley and Kurt Angle will be cool to see too. I think I'm pretty sure they fought each other in TNA. I'm not for certain. I'm leaning toward yes. That'd be a hard hitting fight to see, but I think Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins has more credence and more cachet to the WWE crowd.
Oh hell yeah!
And I see Seth Rollins being Monday Night Rollins and Kurt Angle being very happy to put Seth Rollins over. So I see that match happening that way.
Because we're not going to get fucking Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle probably.
Salute for that. I hate the circumstances, but salute for that. Yeah. Or maybe Jason Jordan can be the referee. His daddy versus his former tag team partner. Over on the SmackDown side, we've got The Miz versus Jeff Hardy. How you see this one going?
Miz all day.
Miz all day.
All day.
All day. I got The Miz winning this one too.
I like Jeff and everything, man. But like, I don't know, man. Hell, man. Hell in a Cell changed guy, you know?
I'm dying how you keep saying that. you said that last week about Charlotte, and I had to sit. I was like, yeah.
One of these days it's gonna be facts, dude.
One of these days. Yo, you be talking about a Randy Orton match? You know he was in Hell in a Cell. You know what? He's been in 4 of them. You know it changes people now. Oh my
One of these
God.
days is gonna match up.
Right.
I'm gonna keep on saying it until it does.
That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious. I think Jeff is there for the nostalgia look. But Miz needs this good showing, man. I hope he wins it. Johnny Miz, man. I hope he takes this one. I see big things for the Miz, man, coming toward the end of the year, and I think this is a great launching pad for him. However, though, I mean, you know, he has not been in a Hell in a Cell match, so I don't know.
He ain't never been changed yet.
He ain't never been changed. So he might have that going against him going into the first round of Crown Jewel. Wasn't it, or is it just me? Didn't they originally announce Miz Mysterio and then Orton Hardy in the first round, or did I just dream that up? Like I feel like they may have mentioned that before the actual brackets were released. I feel like they mentioned that first, just in commentary. But maybe I was just dreaming. I don't know.
I'm gonna call it dream. I don't know, man.
Yeah, because I feel like it was on SmackDown when it was a couple weeks back when Miz and Mysterio wrestled, and then Orton and Hardy wrestled as well. I feel like they mentioned it. Maybe not. Maybe it was just me dreaming these dreams. But we're both taking the Miz. Let's go to the next match of the first round to culminate SmackDown. The returning Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. I was at first I was really set on my pick, and I'm gonna keep my pick. I'm not as confident as I was, but I'm still gonna go with Rey Mysterio. Who do you have?
We're gonna agree on this one as well.
Okay.
I'm going with Raymond.
Raymond Mysterio. Raymond Mysterio. I'm 50-50 on it because Orton, I'm thinking about the crowd, right? And I'm thinking about how last week we talked about how they requested Yokozuna.
Dude, I brought that up just a little bit ago, like when we were talking about the Jeff Hardy match.
Right. So it's kind of like they requested Yokozuna, so they want legends, but these are 2 legends. And Randy Orton is such a staple in WWE history that I could easily see this going to Randy Orton. But for one, Rey Mysterio just came back. And 2,
where'd he come back from?
Like he was doing like Lucha Underground, AAA. He'd been around. He wasn't in just in one space. He'd been around.
The shit that he was on last time was fucking fire. It was on the Spanish channel. Lucha.
Yeah. He got to let loose and do his thing. Rey Mysterio is back, and I think the fact that he's back, they're gonna want to put that on display a little bit more. And for 2. So all of my matches, except for the second round Seth Rollins Kurt Angle match, I see heel versus babyface. They got to have that dynamic for the second round. And since I picked the Miz Randy Orton match would be like it'd be kind of. So I'm gonna go with Miz Mysterio in the second round. I'm going with Rey Mysterio. We both went with Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
So I'm looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. And we have only picked differently on one of them. All these inconsequential matches here. Survivor Series will be a little more fun, I'm sure.
Shit. They're going to be fucking my numbers up.
They'll be fucking my numbers up. So, the question now, and we're going to make this one a pick. Who wins the World Cup? Who wins? All
right. I'll go.
Go ahead, knock it out.
Raymond
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Okay. Any reason why?
Because he's a world traveler. He's been there, done that.
Yeah.
He's been full organizations. He's fresh. He's back.
No doubt.
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, really, that's why I'm picking. Because because like I said, he's been around. He's been in all these different organizations, everything. He's back. He's back on the big show.
Yeah.
I mean,
the big show.
I mean, and fuck. I mean, those motherfuckers over there think Yokozuna's still alive. So.
I was taking a sip when you said
that. One out.
I couldn't. I almost choked. Oh my god, Raymond Mysterio, you know what? You heating up, man. You heating up. So to me, it comes down to two people. My final is Seth Rollins versus The Miz. That's my final. So I'm stuck between the two. Now, on one hand, they always give Raw like everything because it's the A show, quote unquote. On the other hand, I have The Miz eventually becoming the man who beats AJ Styles for the title. Which, again, gives away what I'm thinking later in the show, but still. And then on the other hand, Seth Rollins has been Seth Rollins this year.
Seth freaking Rollins.
And then on this other hand, this fourth hand that I've grown miraculously in the last 15 seconds, you mentioned earlier about Dean Ambrose costing Seth Rollins. And I feel like if there could be any time to cost Seth Rollins, it would be in the finals of the tournament to determine the best in the world. And then on this fifth hand, even if Miz loses, mad hands. I do very well in the women department. If Miz loses, he's still the best guy on SmackDown. To where that would be enough to grant him a title shot. I don't even know. Yeah.
I mean, and no, I know where you're coming from. I know what you're talking about when you say that because I mean, because this tournament's bullshit.
Okay.
best in the world. When I'm thinking best in the world, you put everybody that's got a fucking belt against each other.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not in the best of the world and you have a belt, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's real. You know what? Rusev said this before too. He said, if all of the participants in the World Cup are American, doesn't that just make it the U.S. Open?
Bingo. Fuck yeah, it does.
World Cup, and there's no... Shinsuke Nakamura made a rare appearance on TV on Tuesday, and I forgot.
Yeah, come on, Ty, he's supposed to fight Ty Dillinger first off. Like, what the fuck?
Ty got injured. Ty, who represents Canada, didn't get a look. Yeah, this would have been a great display. I don't know the relations between Saudi Arabia and Japan. I don't know. This would have been a great display to put the United States
But
champion in the World Cup, who's from Japan. Anyway.
Yeah. Because, Shinsuke hadn't been up to fuck, really.
No, he hasn't.
When's the last time he defended the title? Besides, he was going to defend the title on Tuesday against Ty Dillinger. But then he got injured. Yeah, he's going to defend against Ty Dillinger. What the fuck? But then he got injured. So we'll just have an exhibition match. Or whatever, against R-Truth. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Dance break. With all that said,
Vince must really love the dance breaks.
Dude, I know R-Truth and Vince are like tight. Like they have a really good relationship.
That's just so weird to me because I feel like him and Titus have an awful relationship.
Well, Titus did that dumb shit that got him suspended. Yeah, man. Oh no, man.
Yeah, no, we're getting off subject. My bad.
Yeah, hey, shit, hey. So did they.
It's a hard camera.
It's the hard camera. We take a deep look. So on one hand, with this being the house show, it would make sense to have like a happy ending, right?
Yeah.
But to say that you're the best in the world,
saying a lot.
It's saying a lot, but it would be so much better if a heel could say he's the best in the world. Imagine The Miz on Tuesday gloating about being the best in the world when he's already so dope on the mic.
100% agree, but I feel like they're not even thinking that far ahead. I feel like they're thinking like 2 days ahead.
Dude, well, hell, they just they had to rewrite the whole. They had to rewrite the whole card in 3 days in advance. Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I'm pretty sure they're just happy that this event is still going on.
Yeah. Right. Hey, right. Yeah, you ain't lying. I've got it down to 50-50, but even then, it's really a 12.5% chance considering there's 8 people, which means there's a 90% chance we get it wrong, even if it was 50-50. I'm going to go with The Miz. And it took me a while to get to that point. I just decided now. I'm going to go with The Miz, either because maybe Ambrose does cost Rollins just to stick it in his, just to stick it to him, and because this would be a good launching pad for Miz to make a claim to be the next challenger for the WWE Championship.
I like it.
For all we know, John Cena's going to win it, so shit.
Yeah, no shit, man.
So shit. Speaking of the WWE Championship, we have a new match for the WWE Championship. We have AJ Styles defending against his longtime rival Samoa Joe. Joe from Samoa. We got that match as of this past SmackDown after the happenings between AJ and Daniel Bryan, where Samoa Joe came in and laid waste to everybody in these streets. How you see this one going? Laid waste. How you see this one going, bro?
Well, okay. First off, with this whole feud with them two,
Yeah.
fire is going out. They just fucking that fucking fire is roaring now. So, I'm going with Styles, and this feud is not going to be done. That's
don't think
for sure. Especially with Survivor Series leading up. Fuck no.
Well, what I think they're gonna do for Survivor Series is what they've been doing.
It'll be
in
a
the past
stipulation
years.
match.
Well, I don't think they're going to fight at Survivor Series.
I don't think so.
No. They're gonna do a champion versus championship match at Survivor Series, like they've been doing. They had AJ and Brock last year. They've got Ronda and Becky this year. So they're gonna do the Raw versus SmackDown thing to where I don't think they're gonna wrestle at Survivor Series.
I didn't think they were going to go that route this year. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I know it's Survivor Series and yada yada, but like I don't know. Like
Vince loves a good gimmick.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen to Survivor Series. I'm going with AJ Styles as well. I was looking through this card. I don't see the same potential for shenanigans as there had been. And I'm thinking about the entire card, maybe with the final match, but even then, I think that'll be pretty definitive too. This match, because it was such a last minute thing, I don't see them actually extending this feud. Where I actually see this going, I see this somehow transitioning to Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
So maybe
that's fucking tight.
Yeah. So maybe we get like. And of course, Daniel Bryan won't be there, but maybe we'll get like Daniel Bryan's music playing in the background to distract Samoa Joe to get revenge for him getting choked out.
I didn't think about that.
And then that leads to AJ Styles maybe getting a roll-up victory or some kind of definitive win. But I think for all intents and purposes that AJ and Samoa Joe was supposed to be done, and this was just something which makes logical sense, but the feud already ran its course. Yeah, he's gonna have to pin Samoa Joe to really end it.
Not like that bullshit pin he hit last time.
Right. Right. So I think Styles definitely retains. Again, my prediction is Miz beats AJ Styles for the title sometime. AJ, I believe it has been a full year since he won the championship, or at least it'll be really close. I know Survivor Series will at least be a year. I think it's really close to closing in on a year. But yeah, I think we get the definitive Styles 1, 2, 3 victory, even if it's like a roll up, and Samoa Joe focuses on Daniel Bryan for him costing the match somehow. But I think this transitions to Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, which I'm definitely looking forward to. I think we'll end up getting some tag team matches with AJ and Daniel Bryan on one side, Miz and Samoa Joe on the other side on a SmackDown in the future.
The way they cleared the air after the match on Tuesday, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. AJ and Daniel are cool. They worked out their frustrations. But a nice seamless transition to two new feuds. Miz and Daniel Bryan are going to fight forever. They got to separate for a while to get back to each other. AJ and Samoa Joe hate each other. This will be their last match for a while, and then transition into new feuds. So we both choosing AJ Styles, but we're getting there in different ways.
Yes, correct.
So, correctamundo.
Correct. Yes.
No doubt, man.
I couldn't think of anything cool to say.
It's all good, man. You've been on one all show, so I'm rolling, man. It's rocking. I'm all good. We transition to this match for the vacant Universal Championship. LeBron Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. How you see this one going, man?
Gonna do it for our boy again, aren't they? They're gonna do it for our boy again. I already know they're going to.
Oh, man. What you thinking, man?
Lesnar's gonna fucking win.
You think so?
Yeah. But I mean, it's not gonna be okay. Lesnar's gonna win because Drew McIntyre's gonna come out, and we're gonna get Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman after this.
Interesting. Okay.
Because all that shit that was been going on with them.
Yeah, true.
And Braun Strowman said, "You listen to me," and shit like that. You know, I'm like, do you listen to Braun Strowman? He says that type of shit to you.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how big your Irish ass is, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No doubt.
I don't give a fuck how many pints of Guinness you can put down, or fuck how many Jameson.
How many pints of Guinness? That's real. You know he's Scottish, but it's cool. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
No doubt.
They're both fucking gnarly ass dudes. I mean, gnarly ass people. I mean, they both like to fight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, but yeah, no, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, unfortunately. I mean, because I texted you earlier, I was like, I don't like my fucking picks, but I'm gonna go with them.
It's for the numbers, the business decision, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just like what WWE's doing this weekend, yeah.
That blood money.
Yeah, that blood oil money.
They're in such a tough position with this match because if it was a triple threat match, there was no way Roman Reigns was going to lose that match, right?
Yes.
They're also in another tough position because they turned Braun Strowman heel. And
then,
well, they did it. They didn't need to. It kind of came out of nowhere, and they did it only for the fact that they wanted the crowd to cheer Roman Reigns over Braun Strowman. So that experiment didn't work, and now Roman Reigns is gone, which kind of negates the entire last few months of Braun Strowman, when they could have just had a blood feud between the two because they didn't like each other anyway. So now,
done that.
Yeah, and you know what? But it would have been new because it would have been for the title. You know what I mean? They had Hell in a Cell. Brock got involved. They could just had a, you know what I mean? They could have did the same thing a little bit differently. So now Braun Strowman, to me, Braun Strowman is still Braun Strowman, but he's lost a little bit of his fire because of that ill-timed character tweak. they did this match a year ago, right? And in hindsight, Braun should have won that match.
100%.
It would have freshened things up, and Brock could have got his title back, and they could have still did the same thing that they did leading up to now.
What?
I'm going to go with Braun Strowman.
Really?
I'm going to go with Braun Strowman. I know that Brock Lesnar is the more familiar face to that crowd. I'm going to go with Braun Strowman. And his crowning moment won't be as sweet as it could have been had they built his character the way they could have and probably should have over the past amount of time. For one. For two, because he wasn't going to win it had Roman Reigns been there. So again, it's not even built. It's this entire thing has been just a bunch of unfortunate circumstances, unfortunate events leading up to this match.
But yeah, definitely.
Definitely. But I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman because the Universal Championship, I mean, it's been cursed. It's cursed.
Dude, yeah, it's
cursed.
It's a pretty scary thing to have.
Its first champion, Finn Balor, had to vacate after a day, right? Less than 24 hours. Kevin Owens.
Well, shit, go back even further, bro. I mean, Daniel Bryan.
Well, no, I'm speaking just the Universal Championship.
Oh yeah, okay.
So Finn vacated after a day. Kevin Owens didn't have the best reign, and then Goldberg ended it unceremoniously. Goldberg had it for a month, defended it one time, lost to Brock Lesnar. Brock had it for a year and defended it maybe 5 times, maybe. And so Roman Reigns gets it finally, and we're like, yes, stable champion. And then he vacates. They know that the Universal Championship needs a stable champion, a guy who is going to be there every week. I
was thinking of my picks. It ain't Brock Lesnar, but
it ain't right. It ain't Brock Lesnar. So I think they right the wrong of a year ago. Not that they've even referenced it. This is just me. They right the wrong of what they did with the character, and they finally get a stable champion. And now we just have to hope that nothing happens to LeBron Strowman.
I will gladly take this L
in the name of LeBron Strowman, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. I think we get that firm 1, 2, 3. It'll take a couple power slams. I think we finally get LeBron Strowman Universal Champion, and then we get Braun Strowman Drew McIntyre for the title, and maybe TLC.
But yeah, no, like I said, man, like I definitely hope you're right,
yeah.
But just the way I see it working out, man, like
you want them numbers, you creeping.
Oh no, just like with the animosity between Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre building up and everything like that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre is going to be in the building. He's going to be in Ziggler's corner.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I just definitely see him crashing his fucking party.
Very true. I hear you. No doubt. But
I hope you're right, man.
No doubt, man. I think and hope we get that stable champion. Here's to it, man. We've got one match left for Crown Jewel. And I am.
This is your point 5 that you didn't know about?
No, actually, my point 5 was picking the World Cup.
Okay.
This is my one that I wasn't sure about.
I even asked that.
Yeah, this is my one that I wasn't quite sure about. It hurts to say, man, Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. And I'm not as excited as I should be for his return.
I mean, a lot of diehard fans, I'm pretty sure, in the same boat as you.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because it's not a one-on-one match. I don't know if it's because the feud is just whatever this feud is. I don't know if it's because it's Crown Jewel. I don't know if it's because it's been 8 years. I don't know.
Promos have been kind of shitty.
Maybe it's because he's bald now. I don't know.
Well, no, not even their promos. I'm saying like.
Oh yeah,
Taker's promos have been trash.
Yeah, no. DX is definitely carrying this entire feud. But no, I was making a comment about bald Shawn Michaels, and it's throwing me off. Shawn Michaels should never be bald. I don't know. Anyway,
it's pretty weird.
It's throwing me off
because he definitely had hair when we were on the plane together.
Dude. Why ain't you tell him? Why ain't you tell him to keep it, man?
Man, he wasn't trying to hear my shit.
Probably just hard to maintain, but still, I don't know. Bald Shawn Michaels throwing me off. I should be more excited for this than I am, but Super Show left me with a rough taste in my mouth. Pause about what this match could be. It's Shawn Michaels versus Big Man. That if Shawn's gonna come back and knock the ring rust off, that's the kind of match he needs to have. He doesn't need to be in there against a Seth Rollins or AJ Styles for his first match back. So I get it. But we've got D-Generation X, Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus The Undertaker and Kane. I feel like they'll probably find a way to make it no DQ at the last minute. Either way.
They fucked us big time on that last one.
Who you got taking it, man?
I got the Brothers of Destruction taking it.
The Brothers of Destruction taking it. Why is that?
Just because, how everything played out last time. Hopefully Taker has been getting in Kane's ass about being more active in the match
link,
or
right.
helping. Yeah, because Kane didn't do a fucking thing whenever Undertaker was fighting Triple H. He could have been over there the whole time, whooping Shawn Michaels' ass. Yeah. Or he's trying to beat him up.
I
hear
you.
He was just hanging out. He was passing out pamphlets.
Oh yeah,
governor now.
My man was not mayoral at all. No, not at all. I'm going with Taker and Kane too. I don't for the same reason of the ending visual of Taker and Kane posing at the end of the night. I see Shawn Michaels coming back because he loves it and because of the check and not needing to win the match. I could see Shawn taking the pin. He won't take the
pin. Oh, really?
I could see him taking the pin. I don't know why. I just do.
I see Hunter taking the pin.
Yeah. I see the Undertaker and Kane posing in the night. I see Kane being the mayor and not losing because of it. So the PR look of the mayor. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not confident about it. Maybe because Triple H won the first match that set this up, and so now this is their comeuppance for it. Even though they've been carrying this entire feud.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. The promos of the Brothers of Destruction been putting out ever since that feud.
Oh, Mad 96.
Have been it's been Mad 96, but it's been the same fucking thing. They said the same shit.
Yeah.
It's just been. Well, I guess I could have left 10 minutes ago because I could have watched 2 weeks ago on Raw, and they said the same fucking thing.
Right, man. So. Yeah, man, I'm going with Taker and Kane. You know what I realized, man?
What's that?
Shawn and Triple H, man, they are making this thing go round. And when I say making this thing go round, I don't necessarily mean this feud. I mean WWE. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I think of their history together. Shawn and Triple H, best friends, right? When Shawn Michaels was on top as champion, Triple H was right there watching how Shawn moved backstage as far as, and I don't mean necessarily politicking, but fighting for his spot creatively, right? He learned from Shawn how to make this thing go and how to fight for what he believes in, right? And how to get in Vince's ear, and not necessarily to politic, but to be in Vince's ear and be someone who Vince would listen to, right?
Yeah.
And then Triple H
Shawn's
took
family.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Shawn is family. And Vince has this thing towards Shawn, and part of it is because Shawn was the guy who could talk to Vince that way, but also the screw job. Like, Shawn did that. A lot of people wouldn't take that, and I think Vince feels that loyalty to him because of it, for one. But Triple H watched Shawn and then implemented that in his own career as far as being a vocal guy, a guy who with ideas, who could be heard and not being scared to be vocal, right?
Shawn's the older brother.
Yeah, and then Triple H, his in-ring career dwindled down. He became the son-in-law, right? And I'm not going to question his motives as far as that goes. I know people have. That's not where I'm going with it. But he became the son-in-law and is now the COO and is in another position to affect change, right? And then creates NXT. NXT with the great in-ring product, the future of the business. And guess who is running NXT? Not running NXT, but a huge voice, a huge influence on NXT right alongside Triple H.
Big brother.
Shawn Michaels.
Big brother.
It came full circle, man. Shawn brought Triple H up. Triple H turned into NXT, and he's bringing Shawn right with him.
It's like Rocky.
It came all back around, man. I've always held the point that Shawn, for all the greatness of Shawn Michaels, that Shawn is actually probably one of the most underrated guys ever, just for sheer influence. Because the Attitude Era would not have ever happened without Shawn Michaels.
Fuck no.
He had to go away because of the back injury when the Attitude Era really became what it was. But the Attitude Era started, to me, at SummerSlam 97 when he hit The Undertaker in the face with that chair and then turned heel the next night and then started Degeneration X. Shawn Michaels started the Attitude Era.
That's all just playing through my head right now again, how amazing that was.
Yeah. Shawn started the Attitude Era. He wasn't around for the actual boom of it, but he started the Attitude Era. He was the guy who was the champion when the NWO started. So when WCW got hot, he was the guy holding the WWF on his back, and it doesn't get the credit for it because he had to be the guy against the coolest guys. But he saw the vision.
That makes him even better that he didn't try to get the credit. He knew what it was.
He saw the vision. He implemented the vision of what the business had to be, and he was the guy, along with Triple H, to fight for that vision. And again, he wasn't there to be able to see his entire vision come to fruition, but he was the guy to plant that seed.
Just watching the garden grow.
Yeah, I mean. And so now for it to come back around 20 years later, it's only right that those two guys, and they mentioned it. They mentioned it during the promo. The X that they were talking about, the X of Generation X, now the X of NXT, they're running that too. Perfect.
Can't beat it. I mean, just like what I just said. I mean, like for him just to sit back and just watch it, and just now coming back.
Yeah.
I think that's really fucking cool.
He's a guy that made it go around, man. Him and Triple H are big influences of this business, man. It's gonna be a while before they truly get their flowers. But yeah, that was my little side rant, man. My favorite wrestler of all time is probably the most influential wrestler of all time, indirectly, and I want to make sure he gets those flowers, man.
He definitely didn't want me to talk to him when I was going on that plane.
Yeah, no doubt. He was probably disgruntled about not getting his flowers. He didn't know that you had a fresh set for him. It's okay.
I mean, if you're flying to the same town and I'm flying to, and you know it's a pay-per-view, and you're going there for the pay-per-view, do not wear NXT or WWF clothing because you're going to get picked out from the crowd, motherfucker.
That is funny, man. We all landed, and he walked right past me like we ain't been boys for the last 20 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was like, is that Shawn? That was Shawn. He just kept going. It's okay. It's all good, man. He knew all the hot spots. We were in San Antonio, so he was just probably just trying to see his family. It's okay. It's okay. I texted him later. He apologized. It was all good. So it's all good, man. That is WWE Crown Jewel. Have your feelings changed about Crown Jewel? How do you feel about it now that we've worked through each match?
Man, I kind of feel the same. I don't know.
You know what's crazy? I kind of do too.
I'm glad I said it first.
Yeah, on paper, again, I think we're going to see something cool again. But between the inconsequential nature of the entire WWE since SummerSlam, between the injuries, between the controversy, again, I think we'll see something cool again. I'll probably get the goosebumps for Shawn Michaels coming back once that music hits. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see.
I'm really stoked for that match, and that's probably the most stoked. I'm as of right now. That's really all I'm excited about.
I hear you.
I'm more excited about this match now than I was before we started talking about it. So I'll give you guys that one.
So that did no doubt. We did something here.
Yeah,
we did something here. No doubt,
we always make moves. We always make waves. So.
Always rolling. Always rolling. No doubt, man. So, my dude, we have come to the end of another episode of the Hard Cameras. This is episode 20, the Crown Jewel episode. We will be back next week with episode 20, man. We hit a milestone, dog.
Man, yeah.
Episode 20. It flew by. It flew by, didn't it?
Oh shit, man! Wow.
It flew by.
This is fun. I just think it's funny too, because we weren't even really necessarily sure that we were gonna do the show, when not necessarily this Crown Jewel show, but the show as a whole. This was just something it was just kind of what? I think you brought it up first.
Oh yeah, we did that. No, I remember I had to not convince you, but I had to ask you a second time.
yeah, and I think I was just like, "Fuck it, dude, let's roll."
Yeah, man, we did the SummerSlam show, which did numbers, and a month later, a month and a half, I'm like, dude, we should do this. You were like, nah.
I was definitely on the fence about it, for sure.
Right. The second time came, he was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's roll.
Yeah, let's roll, man. So now we 20 episodes deep, man, and we just going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We'll be back next week, man, episode 21 with the fallout from Crown Jewel, plus the Raw and SmackDown after. We'll getting full stride into Survivor Series. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it.
We're about to get in full stride.
Absolutely.
About to get back in the full stride of fucking real ass pay-per-views.
No doubt. No doubt, man. Oh, Big Ren, man. Let them know how they can reach you on the social medias, dog.
Alright, if you're going to pull my arm about it, yeah. You can find me on Instagram at amoffucka. Also find me on Twitter at King Moff, and then you can find me on Snapchat at MoffedUp316. Check it.
No doubt, man. Hit me on Snapchat at Los Juv Desayuno. It's LOSJUVDSAYUNO. The Instant Grams at Juvie Desayuno, JUVIDESAYUNO. Same as the Twitter page, man, Juvie Desayuno. Check out our crack Twitter staff at Mixcloud Juvie on Twitter. If possible, man, because Crown Jewel is in the middle of a work day. They're going to try to hit you with some live coverage. As well as our picks, and we'll give you the updated percentages after the end of Crown Jewel. And of course, hit the Facebook page at facebook.com/Juve. One more time, man, we're going to see you next week with the fallout of Crown Jewel, the fallout of the Raw and SmackDown afterwards, as we start the road to Survivor Series, which actually marks a year. Our first show was Survivor Series. So, it was Survivor Series. We're hitting a year, pretty close to a year of our of the Hard Camera. Here's to 20 more and then some. So until next time, man, we will see y'all on the next time.
Adios, amigos.
Salute.